Hi folks, we're in the CobbTV studio with Chairwoman Lisa Cupid. And Chairwoman, let's just start this off by saying, isn't the weather fantastic?
It's beautiful.
I know. And yet we're in here in the studio.
It's all right. We're going to be outside soon. It's Friday, and hopefully we'll be able to enjoy the weekend.
Speaking of which, the state fair is underway out at the park. I had a lot of friends who went on the first day on Thursday, which was Chamber of Commerce weather. You know, with the concern about crowds gathering out there, we're also offering vaccinations and other things out there. So I know it's kind of a mixed message for some.
Yes, it is, but fortunately, they are taking some safety protocols. People are out there. In fact, if you want to go inside any of the indoor venues, make sure you have a mask. Those will be required. However, most of the festivities are outdoors, so it should be a good time for all.
And speaking of a good time for all, transitioning over to your Youth Commission, which starts tomorrow. As we tape this, it starts tomorrow. It's happening on the weekend. Just describe what you hope comes out of that two-day event.
Future leaders of Cobb County. And we have such a great opportunity to educate young people about what we do here on local government. And we're pleased that we have a number of aspiring government leaders that will be representing schools from across the county participating in this event tomorrow.
And there's always been somewhat of a frustration about people's knowledge of what county government does, what it can do, and what it can't do. So at least here you're getting to some of these young people early.
Exactly. Yeah, I think they can really have a great head start just knowing about what kind of services do we offer, what's the difference between a county and a city, and who do you reach out to when you're having certain challenges. And so this is a great opportunity to not only educate them, but to also help them build leadership skills so that they can step up and help lead wherever path they may go. But particularly if they become a homeowner or when they become a citizen and an adult here, they hopefully will be encouraged to vote and will know how to get service in any areas where they have issues in their community.
I'm going to maybe sit in on the class on zoning because I think that may be the most important one.
That will be a lifelong learning class. I'm still learning after 8 years.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, a lot of commissioners and chairs that we've had down here say that's really the number one time-sucking part of the job.
It is. I mean, we get dozens of cases every month that are seeking to do something new in someone's backyard, and so we want to make sure that we take the time to understand all the nuances associated with each case so that we can represent the interests of the community and also be respectful of the interests of the applicant.
So speaking of zoning, we had a zoning hearing last week in which there were two cases that brought a lot of people in, at least to watch, and some to our meeting as well. They wanted to comment on them, and both those cases were postponed and put off to another meeting for legitimate reasons. But how frustrating is that to you when that happens, when there's so many people there for the cases?
Certainly we want to disposition cases so that there can be some sense of finality, but we want to make the best decision that we can with some sense of finality. And that means that we have to take into account all of the things that we know coming up to a hearing, but the things that we uncover when we're at a hearing. And there are some things that were uncovered this past Tuesday that gave commissioners pause in finalizing those cases. So just asking the community to not only be patient, but to get involved. Reach out to your commissioner to find out if there have been any changes so that we can make sure that their concerns are being addressed come this next zoning meeting.
So that transitions me to my next topic, which is the declaration of emergency concerning COVID in Cobb. And one of the provisions of your renewed declaration has to do with remote meetings. We had a lot of people there Tuesday, and even though we're on the downslope, apparently, of this latest surge, I think you wanted to make it clear that we can at least give people the option to participate, but not necessarily come in person.
Yes, it's important. And we're very fortunate to see the COVID numbers go down. But the reality is, even between the first emergency order and the second one, there was over a 200 case rate increase in the rate of transmission. And so we want to be mindful of keeping our attendees safe and giving them that option so they're all not crowding into that room.
So we'll have another meeting coming up on Tuesday, and I know one of the things that's on the agenda for that is tapping into more federal help for those who need rental and utility assistance.
We're quite fortunate to be able to tackle some of these very challenging societal issues with federal assistance. And housing has been one of these issues that have been very difficult for us to get our arms around because so many people have been impacted financially. But even though we have those challenges, we also have a great benefit in not only receiving money through what's considered ERA 1, which is for emergency rental assistance, the first program, but now we're getting ERA $2, and we're going to be able to disposition those soon because we're almost done with our first tranche of money.
Yeah, and I talked to the providers earlier today answering some media inquiries, and 3 of our 5 providers are almost through their allocation. And that says a lot about what we're doing here compared to what we see other jurisdictions dealing with.
That's right. I mean, we're very fortunate to not just have 1 or 2 or 3. We've had 5 providers working with us to help get the monies out to the public so that they can immediately address their housing concerns. And I think we have a model that we'll be able to be proud of, you know, and certainly it's frustrating again for people to hear that and they're still in need of housing assistance. But the number of partners we had, not only with nonprofits, but with our municipal court system, with communications and getting the word out, I think all of those things working together has helped us get funds out as quickly as possible.
All right, Chairwoman, I know you've got somewhere to be very soon.
Yes.
So we got the Batmobile idling just outside the door here. I want to remind everybody to go to cobbcounty.org. To check out the latest news in Cobb County and cobbcounty.org/subscribe, where you can subscribe to her newsletter or all our newsletters across the county. Good luck with the Youth Commission this weekend.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All righty. Goodbye, everyone.
Take care.